Hey guys, it's been a minute. I know this looks really random, the way I'm just posting this out of the blue, but if you can't tell, my voice it's pretty bad right now. It's been bad since literally a few days after I posted the last video, which was almost 2 months ago now. I think it was either a month or a month and a half or 2 months now since it was last posted. I'm really sorry about that. I may post it in the future even if I sound like this because I feel really bad, but this is a different type of video. I wanted to talk about this for a minute, then with recent events it felt more like I needed to now. But no, this is not like one of my casual videos. Like, I'm not joking about the title or anything. Like, this is serious. I wouldn't make fun of that. So if you're not really in the mood for that, then you may skip on ahead, either to the end, another video of mine, or something completely different. I don't mind. This is a little bit of a rough one. I'm only gonna revise this video for editing purposes. Then after that, I'm never looking at this video again for obvious reasons. So I guess all I can do now is stop stalling and talk about it. Loss is a very effective event. I think it affects everyone in a different way. And the reason why I say that is because maybe your bonding experience was different with your parent, your friend, or, even sometimes a stranger, or maybe even a celebrity, of course. It's a little hard. It's hard for the majority, I'd say, but loss can be a very effective and very painful thing to go through. And I'm not saying this for views or anything. I wanted to talk about this for a minute, but I never really knew how to. And then I realized, I should just go into it and just say whatever I can and, clean up the sloppy parts where I just have nothing to say and, continue on from there. Even if I'm not a giant YouTuber or whatever, there's many people that would love to have 193 subs like myself, and I acknowledge that. I'm not ungrateful in any way for that, but with that, I thought even if I have even the tiniest impact on anyone, I hope it does something. It can be very hard and difficult, and you can feel so alone, and it can be a big heartache depending on the person. Talking to someone also is a big thing. If you talk to someone, that can help you a great amount. It could benefit you and whatnot. I'm trying to make this as authentic and as me as I can. It's one thing when I think of what to say, it's another when I say it out loud, when I put it out there into the world, because at the same time I'm acknowledging the fact that this is going onto the internet, like the most unknown and quote-unquote dangerous territory there is. I've seen people waste a lot of their time and then have regret at the end of it. I've seen people go through loss and affect them, and then they do dumb things because of it. This is me basically bringing awareness to that. And overall, just mental health. I think mental health is very important. I don't think it's spoken about enough. I feel like it's been presented as something that isn't taken too seriously, and I see ads about it all the time, but it feels more like a money grabber rather than something genuine, like an actual project that they thought of. Of course, that's only my personal opinion. If you think it's something that speaks to you, then by all means, go for it. I'm in no way implying that, it's useless and everything, but for me, the way mental health has been represented as isn't efficient and strong enough. From what I've checked recently, there have been a lot of rates of people doing something to themselves that they shouldn't. And I don't want to say it just in case for, possibly triggering something out of respect. I know my friends aren't going to make a YouTube video like this. I have my one friend that does animation, another one that does gaming, have another one that does a podcast, but they have their own respective topics to talk about. And what I'm talking about is pretty personal. Usually I like to move away from religion, politics, all that stuff basically. I don't like to get too personal. I know it doesn't help with the fact that my channel is basically built on the majority of it being story times about my life. This is really important to me. I think we should have more awareness on mental health. People need to find an outlet of some sort, a healthy one. I've seen people handle it in a way that doesn't support them the best because it affects them. And I'm not saying you have to treat them like a dog or anything, but for example, if they're alone for 10 seconds, it'll feel like they're alone for 10 minutes. And when they're alone, they get really deep in their thoughts and they just can't think of anything else but whatever happened, maybe something negative about themselves, because that happens a lot, where they talk very unwell of themselves, I will say, and leave at that. For me, honestly, if I ever, feel some type of way, for me, it's music. That's my outlet. For me, at least I think, it's a healthy way of, getting your emotion out, letting your thoughts be spoken in a way. And it doesn't really harm anyone, as long as you're not trying to do a diss track or whatever. I love listening to music that's meaningful, but some people just don't function that way. Sometimes for people, music isn't the thing for them. And I'm not saying that it's going to be. For me, talking to someone is not for me. Even if I don't feel comfortable with it, that doesn't mean I'm gonna just say, oh, I'm not gonna let you guys know that you can talk to someone. Because honestly, whereas it doesn't help me at all, that could save somebody's life. Like, there's a reason therapists and people that do that stuff exist. There's a reason why there's majors for it, colleges, that there's classes for it, that it's important. And just to warn you, I'm not a professional. I didn't do anything to do big research upon this video. If you need to talk to somebody, it's important. If you feel like you're at a loss right now yourself, it's really affecting you. I will be leaving a phone number down there. You may check it out if interested, but it's for anyone that feels like they need somebody to talk to, or just need something to help them have an anchor of some sort, some kind of support, hopefully. I will also be sending a website link to a website I've seen and heard good things about called Betterhelp. I've posted it on my social media in the past. My only post that I've made on, at least on Instagram, is that mental health is important, because I think it should be brought to a highlight. I don't see many people talking about it too much, and I hope that at least I don't believe this video will blow up. I believe it'll get 3 views and that's it. But honestly, I don't care how many views it gets, as long as it reaches one person, because if it can reach them and change something for them, then that's what matters to me. I guess I'll say now, and you can leave the video because I may say some words that are maybe triggering, but suicide has been going at an all-time high, and it's kind of scary to think about. Hearing about it is one thing, witnessing it is a whole other thing as well. I'm not saying that you should go to these things, but you can go to a doctor, see if you could have an appointment about it, get an evaluation for it, see if you need medicine, see if you need someone to talk to, talk about how you can go through it, talk about what helps you, all that stuff. And again, I'm no professional, I'm just a voice. I'm just a person on the internet. You'll hear me for however long, then you'll forget me in 5 minutes. And that's totally fine. I just hope that this at least brings awareness or some light to the topic. I'm not a big person on oh, we should bring awareness to this, we should talk about this. Let's talk. I'm not like that. That's not me as a person. But for me, mental health is so important, especially since I've seen what it does to people I know, like my family members and friends, or even someone I've seen on the street, because they went to something bad and it didn't work out for them. This is more of a rant than anything, but not only for the people that are going through the aftermath, but for the people that are going through something. When you do the things to yourself that doesn't benefit you, it does affect the people around you. And I don't want you to feel like, oh, maybe if I went, then they would miss me, when that's not the case. To be honest, if anything, you should talk to them. And if you feel like you can't talk to them, then express it somehow. Of course, don't go on a tangent for 45 minutes on the internet about it, because, to be honest, the internet doesn't care about your feelings. And I'm not saying this to give less value to how you feel or what you're saying. I'm telling you this so you are aware and you're prepared. I can't truly prepare you for what's next. I can't tell you what's gonna happen. I can't tell you the solution, because I myself am figuring that out. I don't know. But what I'm trying to do is give you potential options that will change how you feel and how you live, and how you think about life, how you go about in each of your steps. Sometimes it's difficult. It feels like it's hard to breathe. And as unfortunate as that sounds, it's very true. I don't know if this will help, but if this can reach anybody and you think it'll connect with them, then you should. Not as a way of saying you need to get help or something, but to say I'm aware of what you're going through. I'm not saying that I fully understand it. I don't. I may have the tiniest idea, because at the end of the day, it's your mental health. It's your life. It's how you perceive the situation. Again, I don't want this to sound like I'm saying you need help. I want this to sound like if you need it, there's a chance you can get it. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one that can help you. You're the only one that can take the charge. Everyone can only just convince you, or at least try to persuade you. Because when you go to sleep, you're the one that's there for you. When you wake up, you're the one that's there for you. But what you say and what you think is going to determine your outcome. And I hope that this brings some light to whatever you're thinking of, to your situation. I hope that this speaks to somebody. And if not, and if you think it's a cringy video, then that's totally fine. If I went about this wrong, then please tell me in the comments below. I will totally be okay with that. Or if you want to do it on a more personal note, you can do it through my social media. You'll most likely get me through my Instagram. I'm not gonna plug that because, but if you feel like you need to have a conversation and you're like, I wish you said this more, or I wish you said this in a better tone, please let me know. I'm not saying you'll solve it all in one day, but you gotta take steps for that. You don't get on top of the staircase by just going in one step. But I hope this helps anybody. Again, there will be a phone number and there will be a link to the Betterhelp website, and I hope you guys are all safe and okay. Genuinely, I do. I'm not just saying that just to say it, but I hope you make it further than what you're feeling right now. I hope you reach heights that you feel like you can't even think of imagining. If no one else believes you, then I certainly do. This is Dom signing off.